I'm Derek Westervelt. I'm the senior producer and executive in charge of the Ellen Show. This is our control room. We just built it this year, and basically we shoot the show every day with 7 cameras. They have a tapeless environment, which means we record the show on a large set of servers upstairs, and that media stays in there, and we use that to edit the show at the end of the night. The room itself is all digital. We're high def. We offer the show in high def 1080 and then also in a 4:3 standard def for stations that aren't ready to take it that way. And we also actually have the ability in our tapeless environment to capture all of our media here for the promos. They actually cut our promos off-site, so they use a server here that they can access from their production offices in Studio City to cut our promos every day. And same process. They package them and then send them back to us that night, and then we put them into the show at the end of the day before we deliver it.
So I'm Ed Glavin, one of the executive producers of the show, and I would show you a couple of things here. So we're all in HD. This is widescreen format. All of these monitors are flat screens, and they're all HD. Here, this is not just a regular old monitor. I think most of our viewers still watch TV on that monitor. So we have that monitor here, and I can see from my position, how we look on that screen. That screen is still important to us. So and I think that's the only one of its kind in the control room. And then this is, so I can toggle through and see any camera, any edit bay right here. I also have all the cameras here, so I can watch and see what's going on, not just on the screen, but what's on all these little preview cameras. And many times I'll notice, because we do a lot of audience reactions, given whatever Ellen is doing on the air, we can see sort of how they're reacting as they're reacting from this row and not just from Liz's row, our director's row. So we love that. And then what I think is really cool about the front row is that each of these giant screens is programmable. So we put a series of smaller monitors in these screens. Liz, our director, does that. And given whatever priority we have on a given day, we can see, we can see all of our graphics channels. We can see all of the camera positions, obviously. We can see what all of our editors are doing in this room. So all of our editors are upstairs. And where last year we might have to take a tape and run it from a tape room to the control room or from a tape room to playback, we now, tapeless, we just can feed right from an editor's bay, an editor's suite, not just to the control room, but onto the air. So if our audience starts dancing at 3:45, we will record them dancing from 3:45 until 4 o'clock. Ellen will go out at 4. The editors will be editing. She'll give a monologue. She'll dance. She'll sit. Now it's 4:07, so 7 minutes into the show, they've cut a minute package that they feed to us straight from their room to the air, which is so much less complicated than it used to be, and it just makes us so much more versatile as we make our way. But I think the coolest development about the whole room is that we have so much more flexibility with our editors and with our promo team. This is, we're in our 6th season, and this is the first season where our tease editor and our promo editor are sitting back there. They can talk to me on a headset, ask us what we like, what we don't like, and they can cut teases, and they can cut the billboard, meaning the promo at the top of the show, as we're cutting the show. And that's really cool, because we feed the show shortly after we tape it. So all that stuff being able to happen that much faster is really crucial to us being able to put out what we put out every day.
Well, now we're in the audio room for the show. We have 2 positions in here. One is our show mixer, our program mixer, Terry Fountain. This is his board. It's a Studa Vista 8 board. It's got 60 channels of audio, and then those 60 channels actually have 6 layers, so it's actually a total of 360 channels that he can control. One of the great things about it, it's from Switzerland. It's very state-of-the-art, and it lets us, we have many music performers on the show, so when they come in and those bands have a particular set of settings, they can keep them for future times, and they come back again. Their settings are automatically in the board. We just have to bring them back in. Lots of times a guest mixer will come in with the band, sit with Terry. They'll mix the music as he mixes the show. So their settings are already preserved for them by the board. And it's fully automated. You can see as Terry moves it. You want to just show him a quick cue there, Terry? So all these settings are already in there, and as he goes and toggles through them, he has the ability to recall anything that he's basically set up. Okay, the second position in this room is our playback mixer. This is Dirk, and Dirk has also got a very unique system in the sense it's a file-based system, touch screen, so he can basically build every playback cue on the show use his touchscreen pad right there in front of him to play those cues back. That can be a sound effect, a music cue, anything that we pre-build, and he has the ability to build those, and not only that, to share them with any of our editors. If they have if a producer or editor picks a cue that they want him to have, they can send it to him virtually. He'll program it into his board and then be able to just call it up at will through his touchscreen panel there. So it's also very unique and kind of state-of-the-art setup for us.
I'm Andy Lassner. I'm one of the executive producers of the show. This is actually 3 stages that Warner Brothers gave us. And what we did is we took one stage and made it our whole sort of backroom operation, which is all our dressing rooms, all the editing room, the control room. And then our stage sits, our physical stage sits on 2 old stages, which is where ER used to shoot. They used to shoot their, the entire operating room was where our set lives. And then where the audience is right now was where they had all the residences for the doctors in the show. So we actually have 3 stages here at Warner Brothers. That was Ellen's dressing room. This is our entire backstage area, which our audience very rarely sees, obviously. And this is where we house everything from the band equipment to all our props. We have an incredibly active prop department because Ellen and the producers are constantly thinking of things throughout the show that she wants, and we're actually capable of building props, making props, and sort of getting them out on the air within the hour of the show. So back here, this is our one backstage area that the audience sees when the doors open and they're looking from the audience. This is where we house our bands. If we're giving, you know, and inside of 5 minutes, what we can do is have those doors fly open and 300 TVs that we're giving to the audience come out. 2 minutes later, those doors open and there's a whole band set up for Maroon 5, who's then going to perform. Doors close. We come back after a live commercial break because we tape live to tape, and there's a car sitting there that we give away. And that's all happening back here while the show's happening quietly, and the audience has no idea that all these things are going on. The pace like is absolutely insane. And what's interesting for us, and I think for Ed and I, one of the most interesting things has been, is that we've come to a lot that has never done, you know, a show that's 5 days a week, 5 hours a week. They're used to doing 13 episodes, 20 episodes, each episode shot over a week's time. We're giving them 1 episode every day, so the pace of the lot is not necessarily used to this. And so we've had to sort of, you know, bring to them, this is how you do a daytime daily talk show. You've got to change. The pace here is so insane, and nobody out there, as you can see, the audience seats are 20 feet away. They can't know everything that's going on here. They don't feel it, they don't see it, and that's really important to Ellen, because Ellen's a comedian and she's a live performer. She doesn't want to wait more than 2.5 minutes in a commercial break. The most important thing to Ellen is the audience, and she feels if they have to wait any longer, she loses them. So, you know, if Ed and I and the other executive producers decide we want to do the car giveaway, then we want to bring out the band, then we want to open the door and we want Paris Hilton coming out, and then that all has to happen, and there's no, you know, we can't say to Ellen, well, we're going to need 5 minutes to stop down. And that's the beauty of basically having an entire stage that is just our backstage area.